Alright, today is September 10th, 2015, and we are looking at the remnants of Hurricane Linda, which is now a post-tropical depression. Linda's not even showing up on the hurricane maps anymore on the National Hurricane Center. So they've destroyed this storm, and we're looking at the tail end of that right here. This is what's left of the core of Linda, and we can see that over the last 7.5 hours they've blown a large hole right into this area right here. This was moving in a north-northeast direction into Arizona, and it would have brought a lot of rain into Southern California right up here. Okay, but rather than let that happen, they killed this thing off right here over Baja, northern Baja right here. Okay, and we have a lot of thunderstorms right south of Arizona and New Mexico right here, and those are also being blown apart. In fact, this shot right here was so strong that it killed this storm all through here, these storms, and those are pretty much wiped out. And we get to see a pretty good blast wave in the, well, let's look at the water vapor mode first, and then we'll take a look at the visible light mode. Here's the water vapor mode, and we can see what happens here. They hit this pretty hard right here, and we can see these storms right there implode. They just vanish from the heat, and we can sort of see a blast ring right in this general area right here, and there's some dry air right there that indicates where the center of that blast took place. Okay, alright, now notice that there's nothing going on over here in this very dry area. This is high pressure that was installed to move this storm away from California and to push it off to the northeast, and that worked. That was very effective. Alright, now right here there is a storm popping up, some thunderstorms right there. This is a Guadalupe Island, Shark Island they call it, and we can see that there is some water vapor right there. Okay, now let's go look at the daylight, the visible light mode, and see what they've done here. This here is supposed to be some kind of a hurricane that they've painted in. This has been photoshopped in my view. My belief is that this is photoshopped. We've got a spinning hurricane here that's going counterclockwise with a core. Alright, and this is all moving counterclockwise. Now if this is in fact water vapor like this is depicting in the visible light mode, then that should show up over here in the water vapor mode, but it doesn't. There's no circulation here. In fact, this is a strong high pressure that is pushing all this moisture to the northeast. That's very clear to see, but yet over here they're depicting a counterclockwise circulating cloud mass with a core. But they didn't bother to take this out of the picture. This is what we were just talking about. We can see a blast ring all the way around here, right there, where they targeted that area with a microwave transmitter, and they blew a hole right through this area and killed off all those thunderstorms right there. They're gone. They just evaporate. Okay, now the National Hurricane Center map is showing nothing. There's nothing left of Linda, but we have a disturbance down here, which is nothing to worry about. But Linda is officially gone. So let's go take a look at this in the East Pacific water vapor loop, and we can see that there is still a HAARP transmitter parked right here that is making this entire mass spin in a clockwise manner. So they're going to keep this here for a few days until they kill all these storms off. Everything will wrap around, and they'll just keep hitting these storms as they move up towards Arizona and California and New Mexico. Now, right now, this is a very dry area, and as soon as this weather wraps around, it quickly dries out as it moves into this super dry high pressure zone that's been installed. Okay, and we can see that happening right there. So this is what's left of Linda. This is the last remnants of Linda right here in the core which they're blowing a hole in right there. Okay, so let's look at this in the infrared loop. We can see very clearly a hole being blown right into that area and a shock wave moving out. We can see the shock waves in the rain clouds right here. Violent movements of these clouds after the fact. So all right, here is the visible light mode once again. So if this is water vapor as depicted, then it should show up on the water vapor map, but it doesn't. This is just a lot of dry air. There's nothing going on here that would indicate any sort of counterclockwise movement. So there's something rotten there. And the weather forecast, as I mentioned, I think I mentioned it, but also KCAL 9 in Los Angeles, Channel 9 television news weather report, they were showing the same thing, counterclockwise movement around off of California, and that's not at all the case. The weather is moving in a north-west direction, generally speaking, not counterclockwise as the news was reporting tonight. So they are in collusion with the people that are controlling the weather. They're handed a script, and I think that they know that they're handing out garbage, but they're standing by their story. You know, they were showing us graphics on television tonight showing that everything was moving in a counterclockwise manner, and that's just false. So I just wanted to point that out. I think that's important that we know who's on board with this deception and who isn't. Okay, so anyway, that's it. We'll go ahead and look at here. We got Kilo, and we have this is Imena, what's left of Tropical Storm Imena. These two storms are still alive and moving around in the East Pacific, yet this Category 3 storm was blown apart in less than 3 days. And these waters down here are in the high 70s. In fact, in LA, just off Long Beach and Santa Monica, the water is 70 degrees, 73 degrees. And that's certainly warm enough to sustain a Category 3 storm for more than 3 days. So that's basically it. We'll do another update tomorrow. That's it.